Welcome to Woohoo Wednesday at stampingwithshari.com. Last week I was on the Alaska trip with Stampin' Up. Woohoo! And so I wanted to share with you today one of the cards that I had completed for a card swap to share with other demonstrators who had earned the trip as well to Alaska. I decided on a baby card this time, and the stamp set, one of them that I was using, is called the Little Elephant, and I used this little guy right here, and he has the coordinating punch that matches that. And then the other one that I used was Baby Bear and just something for baby. So those were the stamp sets that I used. So let me show you the card. It's this one right here. Isn't that adorable? I thought I did a pretty good job myself. So I created this card, and it has a little belly band. I'm going to show you how to make that, and then I'll tell you what the card base is. The colors that I've chosen are soft sea foam, and this card, I'll just measure it on my grid paper, is 5.5 by 8, and then you score it at 1 7/8 and 6 1/8. 1 7/8 and 6 1/8. The white piece on the inside is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I've used Night of Navy underneath there. So I have 2 pieces that will go on there. And these ones are 1 5/8 by 5 1/4, and then I used the designer series paper. I'm going to use a different pattern this time because I made so many of them I ran out of these, and so then these ones are going to be 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it's going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller. I'm sorry, this will be 1 3/8 by 5, and then they just mat together like so. Okay, so let me show you how I did this. So like I said, I already scored this, put the white on the inside, and then I'm going to attach my designer series paper. And you can tell that this is one of the fall papers in the new catalog, but I thought the stripes would work well for a baby. Just going to lay that on top, and then put this on the front flap here. Center that. Attach this one. And attach it to the second flap. All right. Then I'm using the Night of Navy stamp pad to go with this one. I take the Something for Baby. It's a photopolymer, so I can do this. I'm going to just fold those down and then watch in the middle, and I have Something for Baby. That's how I stamped that one. I'll set that aside. Then the scrap piece of white, I'm going to take the elephant from the Little Elephant stamp set, ink that up, stamp that on there, and then with the coordinating punch, we always like to stamp it first and then push it upside down so that you can actually see where you're punching. Makes life easier. And just punch that out. Okay. And then I've already cut out one of the scallop circles with one of the scallop circle framelits. And this one is the 2.5 inch one. Just cut that out using a Big Shot. These are the layering circles framelits dies. 2.5 inch. And then I'm going to take the 1 3/4 inch punch next, and I'm going to use the soft sea foam. Punch out a circle. And then what I did was I took a whole sheet of paper, Whisper White paper, and I put it into the Simple Stripes embossing folder. And then I ran it through the Big Shot so that I don't have to just emboss the circle individually. I can just cut them out like so. And then I'm just going to take the 2-inch punch and cut that out so that you have that perfect, you don't have to worry about pressing each circle individually. You can just punch it right out of the paper after it's already been embossed, okay? I did that backwards. Well, let's do that over again. I need the 2-inch circle to make the mat. All right, and then I need the 1 3/4 inch punch. For the pressed image. Silly me. Okay, and then these will go together like so. So I'll just use some some tape on the back here and here, and then on the back of the elephant, I'm going to put a dimensional to pop that guy up like so. Okay, then to create the belly band around the card, I took a strip of the soft seafoam. Again, this one is 1 inch by 9 3/4, and then I scored it at 3 5/8 and 7 7/8. I'm going to tape that together. Just put some tape on the end here, and then tape that down. And then on the back of the elephant again, what I'm going to do is add a couple more dimensionals on the back. Okay, I'm going to move this one over just a little bit here so that it will go on the front of the belly band. Oh, I forgot the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star paper that I already cut out. Put that over this front. And then this goes off at the top of that. Woohoo! And then I'll bring the card back in. And then just squeeze this up like so. And put the belly band in. And then slide that on. And there's your finished card. So I have one with the skinny stripes, and then one with the wider stripes. You tell me which one you like better. You can post your comments at the end of my blog post today. So if you'd like to order supplies for that, you just need to click on the order online, and they can be shipped right to your door. Stampin' Up! Does have bonus days that are happening right now for the month of August. For every $50 that you spend, you get a $5 coupon that you can use off on your order for the month of September. So with that, thank you very much for joining me today at stampingwithshari.com.